And here we are today at Pendleton with Brian Randall, part of the Lune Valley Metal Detecting Club. He's the managing director of the Lune Valley.
No, I'm the chairman.
The chairman, yeah. And can you tell us a bit about the club then, Brian?
Well, the club was formed in 1987 to bring like-minded metal detectorists who are interested in history together to go rallying and searching the fields for the history of this country.
Yeah,
we get all walks of life, families, young children. Jessica, our youngest member, is only 9.
Wow.
We have people in their 60s and 70s, so it does suit all walks of life. We work with farmers. They supply the land for us, and as a result of that, if they have a favourite charity, we raise funds for their charities.
That's all very good, yeah.
We cover a little bit towards the club expenses.
Right.
And it goes like that.
Where'd you meet at, Brian?
We meet in Lancaster at the Lansil Sports and Social Club.
Right.
On the first Tuesday of every month.
Right. Time, 7 o'clock-ish, is it?
8 o'clock-ish we start. People start arriving about 7:15 because we like to have a social side as well.
Ah, right.
It's a place where you make friends and get out together.
So yeah,
as well.
It's a good social hobby.
It's a very good social hobby. I mean, we, as detectorists, travel the country with other like-minded people.
Yeah.
And we have rallies organised by other people, which every year, maybe 2 or 3 rallies. We meet people every year, the same people.
Yeah.
We also meet up again with them during the year. And apart from enjoying the hobby, we made a lot of friends over the years that we've been doing it.
Yeah, very good. It's all very good, that, Brian.
It is.
So you do a bit of detecting yourself, and have you ever found anything interesting?
I think the most interesting thing I found from a historical point of view was what I first thought was a piece of lead, and it turned out to be the intaglio from the signet ring.
Right.
And it had the words "Wah, dare meddle with me" written around the edge, with a carved thistle in the centre.
Right.
I traced it on the internet to a story about a Scottish border reiver who was one of Elizabeth I's most wanted outlaws.
Wow.
"Wah, dare meddle with me" is actually the first line of a border reiver's ballad. In the early days, in the 16th century, you didn't have newspapers and books and things like that.
Yeah.
So the way news was carried was by means of minstrels, who would make up ballads about the heroes of the day, and this is how history was passed on in the early days. I really enjoyed finding that because I got a great thrill from digging out the history of it.
Yeah, that's right, because it's not just digging it out of the ground, but you're finding out things about it as well.
The history, yeah. The other thing, my favourite coin was the George III silver dollar. Now, we don't have dollars in England, but in 1804 we were short of silver, so George III sent out his privateers and their galleons, and they came back with a load of Spanish pieces of 8,
right,
which were 8 real coins. He then superimposed his own portrait on the front, and on the back you had Bank of England, 5 shillings, dollar, and that was 1 ounce of pure silver, and it's redeemable anywhere in the world at the time.
So it's unbelievable the amount of things you can find out, and the amount of things that are in the ground then now.
I think the main thing is it's all right finding a coin, but I think most of us are interested in history.
That's right, correct.
I've learnt more about the history of this country in the last 5 years than I have done in the rest of my life.
Well, I noticed that myself,
fascinating.
when I myself got into the hobby, I wasn't interested in history at school, believe it or not.
Neither was I.
Never bothered with history at school, but as soon as I was out in the field, got a metal detector, you would believe the amount of that. I mean, even you find out the history of certain fields, you see if there's fairs being there, and then when you start finding things, it's like a bonus on top of the history lesson that you've given yourself, sort of thing. It's very, it's very rewarding.
I think rewarding is a very good way to describe it.
Yeah, it's rewarding.
You have the history aspects. You build up relationships with farmers. If a farmer's lost something, could be a ring, a bunch of keys, part of a tractor, we'll go along and try and find it for him.
Plus another good point in that as well, Brian, I think personally, is the farmer knowing you're on his land, at particular times knows his land's pretty safe because he's got another watchful eye.
Yes.
That'll stop things getting stolen. Because the farmers have had a lot of problems these days.
That's right.
Haven't they, with the
well, we are insured as well.
Yeah.
Every member of every club is insured either by the National Council of Metal Detecting or by the Federation of Independent Detectorists.
Right.
And that gives us £10 million worth of public liability insurance, which it gives the farmer a lot of
that's right,
satisfaction, if you like, knowing that if we did do any damage, he can claim and recover. And I don't believe that in all the time either of these two outfits have been going on that anyone's ever made a claim.
That's right.
Because we also have to follow a code of conduct. Don't leave holes in the ground where cattle are going to go later on. Leave it as you found it. Respect the country code and respect the farmer's land.
Yeah. How do we go about reporting anything that's of major value?
In our particular case, every time we have a monthly meeting at the club, we have what's called a fines liaison officer.
Right.
Ours is from Preston and Lancaster Museum. She's called Dot Borton. We display our fines on the table once a month. She then selects what needs to be recorded.
Right.
She will take it away, photograph it, weigh it, put an identification on it.
So she's more or less taking the worry away from the detective.
She does. She does it for us.
That's good.
The stuff then goes on what's called a database for the Portable Antiquities Scheme.
Right.
And from the Antiquities Scheme, it's open to members of the public to go into there and discover more of our history.
So people can actually see what detectorists have been finding.
That's right.
Because detectorists do get a lot of bad publicity off
well, you're
bodies,
talking,
don't they?
You're talking nighthawks here, and you will always get nighthawks. They're what you might call the thieves. It's a very, very small percentage.
Yeah.
But they will go onto land at night with night vision goggles, camo gear.
Yeah. It's all high tech now, isn't it, for them lads?
Very high tech.
Yeah.
But there's not many of them.
But they are. Everybody that's detectoring says we're getting tired with the same brush, and it's not right.
Well, it's not right. No. I think we do a lot of good in that we are able to enhance.
I'll take note of that, Tony Robinson.
We enhance the history because our stuff is recorded. It's available for the public to view. We also have exhibitions. Last year, our club had a display at Lancaster Museum. It was there for the best part of 6 months. It attracted a great deal of interest with the people who visited the museum. In August, there are 10 clubs in the northwest who are putting on an exhibition at the Chester Town Hall. 6th of August, if anyone wants to know that date.
Yeah.
And we're all putting together fines over the years.
There'll be a lot of stuff to see there.
There'll be a lot of stuff to see. Refreshments will be there. It's open to the public. There is no charge for entry.
And they're very approachable people, detectives, aren't they? They're willing to tell them anything.
Someone comes on the field and wants to talk to us, we'll tell them what we're doing, we show them what we find.
I always found that.
And we often find that if we do that, it could be a local farmer who says, well, have a go on my land. It happens sometimes, yes. And I think if you present yourself and look after yourself and respect the farmer, you don't have any problems.
No. Right, so Lune Valley Metal Detecting Club, get yourself there.
Yep.
First Tuesday of every month, 8 o'clock start. You have guest speakers and things like that.
We have guest speakers about 3 or 4 times a year.
There you go.
Yeah.
Value from what is it? Is there an entry fee into this club?
We have a membership fee,
right?
Which is £15 a year. And that covers the cost of membership for the admin and the insurance through the National Council of Metal Detecting.
Yeah. So that's in your national, the NCMD is included into that?
It is, yes.
Oh, right.
Yes, because that £15 will buy you your insurance as well as your membership fee. It's good value, yes, it's good value.
Do people pay anything on the night?
On the night we pay a 50p.
Oh,
yeah.
Tiddlywinks.
It's tiddlywinks. We also put on a raffle. We usually have about 20 nice prizes.
You do a best coin and best artifact of the night as well, with a little award.
Best coin pre-1662, best coin pro-1662, and then you have.
I've had one of them, by the way.
Yeah, I've had a few.
Awards.
The best artifact post-1500.
Not had one of them yet, Brian.
No.
We'll work on that today, I think.
No, it's interesting. And then at the end of the year,
with a Viking gate post later.
That would be nice. Or a Roman lock, something like that. That would be very, very nice indeed. Once a year we have an annual competition where we have winners in each category depending on how much or how many points they've gained during the year on the monthly table.
Right.
And we present shields and trophies for that every year.
Yeah.
So it's quite a good night, that.
I see there was a Rogue Award this year given out, wasn't it? John Ferguson. What was it? Clubman of the Year or something like that.
He was given the Chairman's Award, actually, Chairman's Trophy. John Ferguson, very valuable member of the club. He finds most of our sites where we go digging them. He organises them. He's out at the crack of dawn putting the signs up telling us where to go if we don't know.
This is it, I've noticed this about all the members help out in their own little ways in the club as well. It's, it's like a big family type of thing.
You always in any club, I think, have a cliche of people who, although they're not what you might call an official committee, are always there to muck in and help out.
That's right.
And take responsibility for certain jobs.
That's right. Oh well, there you go, folks. So if you want to join up, you're more than welcome. What about detector? Did he need to spend £1,000 on the detector, John?
You can buy a detector for £150. You can spend £1,400 on one. But basically, whatever detector you've got, if you don't walk over the spot, you won't find anything.
That's what we all say.
So you have to walk over the spot and be diligent in your searching.
Right, well, thanks a lot, Brian.
Thanks very much indeed.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Today, but show it on your hand.
That's a nice one, too.
That's last time I went out the
Hello, do you want to have a look?
Having a little run on spindle wheels.
Nice, isn't it?
It's very nice. Very nice. And that George Irish penny's nice.
I'm chuffed about that. I've never found an Irish penny in my life. And when you find George III, they're always knackered, aren't they?
Yeah.
Completely, so that I'm chuffed about
that. That's good one, man.
And on the other side, it's very clear.
Yeah, George III, isn't it?
Yeah, very clear.
Is that anything? I don't know if that's anything at all.
You find a lot of those in the fields. They come from canvases where they sort of tie the corners down.
It's hardly used, is it?
Nice, that. It's in good nick, isn't it?
Jolly good.
It's in very good nick.
Yeah.
This is unusual.
Do you want to put these in?
Never seen one of these before. It says on one side, coming shortly to the Princess Accrington.
All right.
Charlie Chaplin, The Gold Rush.
Wow.
And there's a picture of Charlie Chaplin on it.
Fantastic.
Cinema token as well.
I've never seen one of those before. It's a cinema.
Is that found today?
Yeah, I just wandered down this field for 15 minutes and found it on my circle. Yeah, I'll have a look.
I've never heard of that before.
It wants to clean up. Yeah. I've never heard of cinema advertising tokens before.
Yeah. Blimey, you think that would cost more than the price of entry, wouldn't you?
I don't know. Well, I mean, I can remember when I was a kid, the threepenny flea pits.
Yeah.
And that's the equivalent of a modern penny today.
And you can't get anything for a penny today.
Yeah.
Can't even go for a pea for a penny.
Yeah.
I'm just going for a tenner.
God, how amazing.
Is that yours?
No, it's not. It came from...
is that yours, Dave? It was up... Oh, it's yours, isn't it? Yeah, it's quite different. But this is that spindle one. Oh, it's lovely.
I'm going to put my little bullet on because she said there might be some ammunition. I'm going to put my little bullet on as well.
Very nice. There's a lovely spindle one. I saw that. Absolutely.
That's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been I've never seen that before.
Yeah, who's got it?
I have.
I'll put that in.
Really? Good Lord. They're very collectible.
Hello.
Yeah, they are.
Have you heard of these?
Yeah, I have. There's a chap I know not far away from here, deals in tokens.
It's the best thing you found then, up to now.
Victorian brooch.
Oh, very nice. You found anything today yet?
No.
And how old are you?
10.
My God. $10 years old.